After throwing out Peter Obi and the Labour Party's petition against Tinubu on the alleged drugs indictment in the US and the failure of INEC to electronically transmit election results of the February 25th general election, the Election Petition Tribunal has went ahead to ban Peter Obi from the courts. What is going on, Nigeria? As I take you to the full video, guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any updates. Before we take a look at what led to the banishment of Peter Obi by the Election Petition Tribunal, let's look at how they came to conclusion in some of Peter Obi's petition, as they rejected most of them due to lack of proof and evidence. In fact, the tribunal is trending with the hashtag no proof, no evidence, as they rule that evidences and witnesses presented were either submitted late or they are just hearsays by the witnesses, so not admissible. So here are the summary of what the court dismissed for lack of evidence: inadmissible, not intentional or technically pre-election matters. The first one here is on double nomination for Shettima. The tribunal rule not intentional. On Tinubu's Chicago University certificate, the tribunal rule no evidence. On Tinubu's forfeiture of $460,000 for narcotics, the tribunal rule no evidence that Tinubu was banned from entering United States. On Tinubu's Guinea citizenship, the tribunal rule it is irrelevant. On the 25% FCT votes, the tribunal rule Abuja is same as other states, no difference. On the evidence of rigging, uploading of results and blur results of 18,088 polling units, the tribunal rule no evidence presented to back it up, so it was automatically thrown out. On INEC transmitting election results via IRA portal as stated in the Electoral Acts, the tribunal rule INEC does not owe you any responsibility to transmitting results. Finally, EU report on the election was rejected because it was not submitted by EU themselves. But the surprising thing was that on INEC and IREF, the Amazon Tech witness presented by Obi was rejected, even though the same tribunal granted a subpoena for the witnesses to show up. It rejected them as not people who have interest or stand to benefit from the case. But the same tribunal approved the evidence of Opeyemi Bamidele, who stood as witness for Tinubu and APC. This is really surprising, I must confess. I don't know if PEPT is trying to tell us that after 10 years, any crime committed by any candidate is irrelevant. Well, on Peter Obi's banishment by the tribunal, let's take a look at what happened. The Presidential Election Petition Tribunal PEPT concluded on Wednesday that Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party LP, cannot file an objection over the purported non-compliance of the 2023 election with the terms of 2022 Electoral Acts. Now, one of the grounds for the petition filed by Peter Obi and his party against the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) declaration of President Bola Tinubu as the winner of the February 25th poll was the alleged non-compliance of the 2023 presidential election with the Electoral Acts. Obi highlighted INEC's failure to electronically transmit election results. However, responding to the petition during Wednesday's judgment, the lead judge of the 5-man tribunal panel, Justice Haruna Tsammani, ruled that Mr. Peter Obi is estopped, that is prohibited or banned from raising the issue again after it was resolved by the Federal High Court. Yes, Obi was banned from raising the issue again at the tribunal after it was already ruled by a Federal High Court.
As stated earlier, the technological device as prescribed by INEC in the conduct of the 2022 election is the bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS. The functions of the BVAS as stated in paragraph 14A and 18A is for verifying the voter through a positive identification of the voter and authentication of the voter by matching his or her fingerprints or face facial recognition, thus accrediting the voter to vote at the election and storing the data and number of such accredited voters. By paragraph 38(2) and 3 of the regulation, the BVAS is also to be used by the presiding officer to upload a scanned copy of the EC8A to the INEC results viewing portal, IREF, after which the presiding officer shall take the BVAS and the original copy of each of the forms to the registration area from ward collation officer. From the above functions of the BVAS, it is clear to me that apart from using the BVAS to scan the physical copy of the polling unit results and upload same to the IREF, there is nothing in the regulation to show that the BVAS was meant to be used electronically transmit or transfer the result of the polling unit direct to collation system. It should be noted that the INEC results viewing portal, IREF, is not a collation system.
A lot of Nigerians have been complaining over this judgment. Some even said they have lost faith in the judiciary. Meanwhile, Peter Obi has rejected the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Court, PEPT, head to Supreme Court to appeal the judgment. Obi warned that if care is not taken, sound electoral jurisprudence will disappear in the country. He stressed that litigants that are dissatisfied with the outcome of an election may resort to self-help if they continue to find it difficult to establish their case owing to obstacles from government institutions like the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Speaking through his team of lawyers led by Dr. Levi Uzoku San, Obi said, "If we are not careful, our electoral jurisprudence will eventually disappear. I am saying this with every amount of sincerity because when those that contested election continue to find it very difficult to establish their case due to obstacles on their way, starting by INEC, certainly they may resort to some other means of trying to get justice, which may be awful." Also, I commend the Court of Appeal for its streaming. You may recall that we apply to the court to have a live streaming of all the proceedings. The court, in its wisdom, did not grant the application. But now, in the end, they saw wisdom in it and the need to guarantee transparency, hence live streaming of the judgment. Certainly, it would have been better if it was live streaming of the entire proceeding so that the public will have the chance of watching and be able to relate properly with the judgment.
Saying that our clients are dissatisfied with the judgment just delivered, and we have the firm instruction of our clients to challenge the judgment on appeal. And the court has promised us that possibly by tomorrow we are going to get a copy of the judgment. Once we have it, we'll swing into action. Let me say this. We have to be very, very careful in this country. If we are not careful, electoral jurisprudence will virtually disappear. I'm saying this with every amount of sincerity because when the litigants, when those who contested the election continue to find it very difficult to establish their case due to obstacles all the way, starting by INEC, certainly they may resort to some other means of trying to seek justice, which may not be lawful, and nobody encourages that.
That's Peter Obi speaking through his team of lawyers. We promise to keep you updated as events unfold. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any updates. Thanks for watching.